Hello! Welcome to our podcast. This is where you've got to imagine there's some fancy music playing, and then we can talk about our sponsors that we don't have. So just fill the gaps while that happens. This is Tracy and Tash's Talking Spirit podcast. Brand spanking new.
Our very first one.
Huzzah!
Yes.
Brought to you from our little room in Westmoreland. So there will be the usual noises of the heater in the background and the train and the sound of our bangles jangling because we are psychics and therefore we have jangly jewelry. She's just given me a look. So we wanted to do this podcast because we're vain and we love the sound of our own voices. And we're
Clearly not vain for a camera.
She actually put on red lipstick to do this podcast.
It's so evil. That was like such an evil laugh. Fucking every
Well, you just imagine Tash with these beautiful red lips now, everyone, because then the moment's not wasted. But we are also wrapped in blankets because it's a wee bit chilly.
I'm just jealous.
Always. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about what first got us into this spiritual lark and the first time we saw spirit. Do 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 do. Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? Because we've been on a very exciting trip into Maidstone Studios. I'll let Tash fill the gaps.
Yes, we will be filming a little mini documentary whilst ghost hunting for some students there, which is really exciting. We can't really say too much. It's so secretive.
It's top secret.
It really is. But yeah, so, and, you know, one of the questions that was asked to us was, how did we know we could do this? When was the first time we saw spirit?
So it got our little brains thinking, didn't it? Back to all those years.
It did.
So we're assuming most of the people that will listen to this, or all two of you, will know myself and Tash. But if you're new to the wondrous world of Talking Spirit, let me briefly explain. Talking Spirit was created in 2007 by myself and my lovely friend, Claire Teal, when we met at the Arthur Findlay College in Stansted, Essex. And the rest, they say, is history. And Talking Spirit has then thrived and grown and just become even more amazing than we could possibly imagine. So we feel we're quite, what's the word? Qualified.
Experienced.
And experienced to talk about all things spirit. We've been doing this a long old time, but as I'm only 21, not that long. So yeah, we
Sorry,
stop that.
Yeah,
I can't edit that out. You know that, can't we? No bodily functions, please, Tash.
Nobody likes a white lie, Tracy.
So that was a very brief intro into Talking Spirit. So my first experience of a ghost, a spirit, was when I was 14, and I was sitting on my parents' stairs. I lived with my parents then. I wasn't old enough to live on my own. I didn't have a mortgage at 14, and I was sitting on the stairs with a friend of mine, Emma, and we were waiting for this lift. And all of a sudden, it was so strange, there were light orbs coming down the stairs. Not just one, but loads of them, like little fairy lights. And we couldn't believe our eyes. They were amazing. We thought that was it. And then we were sitting facing a glass porch. And there in the glass porch was what I believe was my granddad. And like they say in the films and everything else you see with anything spiritual, is he was see-through. And I don't believe he had feet either, which I still can't get my head round. So I could see through him, but he seemed to be reflected by the glass. And if you've ever had the joy of seeing a spirit, you will know that you kind of just freeze. You're not scared, you're more just So we both saw him. And then my mum said, right, time to give you a lift to take you to a friend's house. Mumble a taxi. So we got in the car, and I shit you not, I could see his reflection from the wing mirror. As I sat in the front, I could see his reflection in the back. I'm still trying to work out logistically how that works, but I could see his head. So he was reflected in the wing mirror. Isn't that weird? Side mirror, is that the right word? Yeah, wing mirror. So he's sitting next to my friend. It doesn't end there. So then we got to my friend's house, and we obviously didn't say anything because it was just bonkers. And I think part of us felt like we'd just gone completely insane. It was the 90s, stuff had happened. But then we went out for a fag, because obviously being 14 we smoked. I come from Essex, that explains everything. And as we went to go out through the door, the glass door, there he was, reflected in the glass. So his head just sort of looking like he was looking at me from outside. I think I actually still went through him to have a fag. I was that needy. But nothing's going to stop me. I was 14. I had a habit.
As your mum finds out during this podcast.
What do you mean his mum vouched game to me? But she, so basically, he followed me. I mean, he didn't teletransport. He literally got in the car. Now, if anyone's listening to this thinking, what a load of old rubbish, I completely hear you, because it sounds so bonkers. But do you know what? It happened. And the fact that it happened in different places meant it wasn't just a reflection. And the fact that my friend was also witnessing it too. I had a witness. So for me, there is no way that I can't believe in all this because of that very special evening not that many years ago, because I'm really young. How about you, lovely? What was your first experience?
Surprised you can remember that far back.
It's off.
Well, my one wasn't as, well, I'd say not as exciting, but yet it was at the same time for me. But listening to that, I was like, that's really cool. So I was actually going to a psychic supper that Talking Spirit were putting on. And it was the first time I met Tracy. I was a client and she was one of the readers up on a stage. But on the way, I had... no, I need to sort of explain this. My dad was English and he really wanted to find out where he was from. So long story short, his dad passed away when he was 7 months old. There's no photos of him. There's we only hear like snippets of stories. We don't know much about him. But we felt very strongly drawn to him. My dad was very spiritual as well. So we wanted to do the family tree. So I thought, wow, I'll ask or set the intention to get information about my granddad at this psychic supper, this reading with Tracy. So we're in the car. I was with my mum and a couple of friends, I think, if I remember rightly. And we were driving, and I just remember thinking, I really hope we get information on my granddad. I really hope my granddad comes through. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoop, there was a pressure on my lap as though someone was sitting on my knee, and I just knew straight away it was my granddad. And from that moment on, he has been with me. He helps to guide me, especially if I'm dawdling or taking too much time on my path. He gets quite pushy, which is at times what I need. But he was the first time I really felt a spirit and sensed the spirit there. And I just remember just thinking, God, I love this. I really love it. It didn't scare me. It didn't, if anything, it just made me want it even more. And I found I was always talking to him a lot as well, because I just wanted to know that he was always around me and there. And my dad was so excited when I told him as well as the information that I gained through the reading. So yeah, that is my first time sort of really feeling a spirit.
I mean, literally feeling it.
It was the pressure. Honestly, it was like he was sitting on my knee.
Oh, I love
So
that.
you couldn't doubt it. You couldn't ignore it. It was just
It's like a physical.
Yeah, but it felt reassuring.
Yeah, rather than slightly weird.
Yeah.
Well, all of this is a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit bonkers, but beautiful bonkers.
I think that's it, isn't it? You kind of have these experiences and then you have to find out a bit more, because how do you explain the things that we've experienced and seen? And
exactly.
Seem to be car related though. You noticed that?
I think it's where we're more relaxed, isn't it?
Yeah.
We kind of, I don't know about you, but I zone out in the car. Maybe
it's reassuring
when I drive, maybe not. But you are quite relaxed in the car, unless you're on one of your roundabouts over here, and then it's
She's been here 25 years. 25 years, and she still calls it as here and home for Kiwi land.
If I go to New Zealand, I call this home. And
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You're a no man.
Yeah.
But that's it. I have thought that often. So I would love to know about other people's experiences with seeing spirit, because, you know, this used to be quite hush-hush, didn't it? And now people are talking about it thanks to series as it is, like Uncanny and so forth. People are actually talking about it without thinking, you know, if everyone's going to raise their eyebrow and, you know, be called to the funny farm. Well, I mean, you and I don't care anyway. People may think what they like, but
it's taken us a while to get to that point, hasn't it, of not worrying what people think. And I think now, especially after the pandemic and that, people are really sort of stepping outside their comfort zone and sort of going, no, this is how I feel, this is what I've seen, this is what I believe in, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. And, you know, we realised that earlier when we were talking about our experiences to these young guys, and just probably would have sounded so bonkers to them. But actually they seemed quite interested to find out for their own sakes. They wanted to know what it meant to connect to spirit, and they were surprised that when we told them that they can do it.
Yeah.
You know, gone are the days when we were like the mediums up on the stage lauding it up, saying, you know, that we're the only ones that can do that. And this is why Talking Spirit was set up, because everybody can do it. It's just whether you choose to or not. It's whether you have a calling, whether you have that little voice, not in your head, because that could mean other things, but, you know, that sort of pull to discover more about this wild, wild world. Isn't it?
It is. It's a beautiful world.
And I used to have so many experiences when I was younger. And I think when you're that kind of teenage age, it seems to be a ripe age for bringing in all sorts of mischief. You know, who doesn't do a Ouija board in their teenage years and then instantly regret it? But the stuff that, you know, that you and I have experienced, funny enough, both our granddads, that's like not calling on something odd or unexplained things. That is, quite frankly, a family member saying, look, here we are, and later on you're going to need this because it proves to you that we exist, and also your career's going to revolve around it.
Yeah, but if they'd said that at the time, it would have been like, really? How would that work? Or no, that would, you know, it doesn't make sense. Or
no, we would have tried to control it, being the controlling freaks that we are. Yeah. So sort of flash forward.
Some more than others.
Yeah, well, Virgo moon. So flash forward these years, and then here we are, having, you know, created Talking Spirit, that we now have careers around this. And we often hear stories from other people, amazing things about how they first sort of discovered that there is more to life. You know, I knew of one woman who, she worked as on the train tracks, like, I don't know what she did, something for Network Rail. And she said one day she actually slipped because I think she worked that closely on the platform. And she felt like almost like a push midair, and landed in between the tracks rather than on them. So I guess that would have been a different story if she'd landed. But she felt a physical, like, tug almost moving her from a place of instant death. So if your time's not up, I mean, that's a whole different series of podcasts, isn't it? If your time's not up, what happens to intervene? But yeah, so we live, breathe, eat, sleep, and all the other extremities, spirit, to the point we're probably quite boring to other people. In fact, I don't even know how to talk to muggles, do you?
Yeah, no, I don't. And I don't think I really talk to them very much unless I have to, if it's school related, or do you know what I mean? If it's something to do through the children or that. But I don't really have a lot of muggles around me now. It's generally spiritual people. And I think you start finding your tribe, don't you? And you naturally start gravitating to each other, especially once you sort of openly admit,
come out of the spiritual closet.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see dead people. Well, there's another myth there, isn't it, about seeing them. When we say see, we actually mean like in our mind's eye. We can't necessarily see them as like physical beings, apart from that time when I saw my granddad in the porch and the glass. So he was external, he wasn't in my mind's eye. But most of the time it's almost something that it sits within your head, doesn't it? It's really hard to explain. But I think there's been times when people have said they've seen spirit as like almost as densely, what's the word, as humans.
As humans, yeah.
And I find that fascinating because I'm like, how do you know it's a spirit then?
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing a story of one person that was saying they're walking up down an alleyway, and they saw someone in like an old sort of almost like airman's uniform. And she thought, well, that's strange to be dressed like that. And then someone just walked through them, and she said that was the first time she ever saw one, but she hasn't seen one since. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't know. She wouldn't know if she'd seen one if they looked like a, like a fully formed being. But it was just because of what he was wearing was not in this era that she thought it was odd, and then that happened. So, yeah, so you get the odd person, but I think I personally feel it might be quite rare. It is quite rare. We usually tend to sense or just know or see them in our mind's eye.
Yeah, rather than externally.
Yeah.
But I mean, you would know if there was someone dressed in Victorian clothes, you would take notice, especially if someone walked through them.
Yeah.
But then also, I think sometimes it's like energy. It's like a memory almost, rather than an actual spirit. Sometimes almost like there was a stuck record, like an incident replayed out, and it's like in a memory rather than it actually being maybe a stuck.
Yes, and this was like a very narrow, old kind of alleyway, so between shops. So it could be, that it's just the path that takes. But I remember being, I think we didn't do it together. I think we did it together. It was like a pub, and I kept seeing spirits, but it was almost like very faint shadows just constantly walking up, and it was almost through the bar, but it was just repeated. And then we found out that the pub actually used to be two shops side by side, and where I'd seen them walk was the alleyway between the two shops.
Right.
So it was that which got the residual. What's called residual energy. So it was almost like it's on loop.
I think there must be layers upon layers of time in anywhere where you sit, where there will be things happening like as an imprint almost. So in this room right now, there's going to be from when it was a school, there's probably going to be loads of residual energy from the school, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like why we regularly cleanse this room, so that all the stuff that goes on in it from people and spirits, it doesn't build up in so many layers that we can't see the wood for the trees. And we do that with a good old sage stick or a Palo Santo.
We do.
When we can get the damn thing lit.
And then a nice blast of white light.
And if we really need it, some disco music.
Yes. Oh, music works wonders, doesn't it?
Clearing the air.
Yeah.
Bit of your eclectic mix on Spotify to get the mood going.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's such interesting stories around when you first saw spirit and how you got into it. Because once you get into it, I think it's like a bit addictive. It's really hard to step away because it's like discovering there's another world, a secret world. And the one you were living in was like 1D.
Yeah.
Is that the right way of putting it, 1D?
I think the thing
we don't know. I might have made that up. But no, it's 3D.
3D. The thing is, when you step into the spiritual world, you're never going to know it all. There's always a new avenue. Do you know, it's just there's so much to learn and so many different directions that you can go in. It never just stops.
No.
And it's really exciting. And even though we've been doing it many years, we still get really excited hearing other people's stories of how they came, like with their first encounter with the spirit, or how they, got into this line of work or came to our groups, what brought them here. Do you know, we never get bored.
No.
It's just, brilliant.
And as you're talking and I am listening, I know that our good friend Pauline, who's in spirits, come to stand with us. And I honestly feel like she's really excited.
Yeah.
The fact that we're talking and we've got our little podcast going on.
Oh.
She didn't speak like that. And just like the joy of it. So Pauline used to work as an astrologer in my shop in Westmoreland.
Amazing.
Small but mighty.
Oh, and her knowledge.
Yeah. And she'd be thrilled to bits that we're acknowledging her in this podcast. But you know what? She was the sort of person that taught you how to be a better person. So thank you for that, Pauline. But so this is what I mean. We just get this sort of awareness of this other world that mingles with this world. And this world's so flat sometimes. And I don't mean literally, but like it's just harsh. And then you've got the magic of spirit just every so often coming in and giving signs, or just connecting to your mate instantly.
How beautiful is it to know? How beautiful though is it? Oh my God!
You can do it, girl.
Spirit comes and they take my voice.
She says that every time.
They do. I mean, how beautiful is it though to know that they are with us?
Yeah.
Like it's once they pass, that's it.
No, it's not.
We feel the energy, we feel their love, we feel their presence, and I think we're really, really lucky to have that.
Absolutely.
And to experience that.
I don't know how people do it without it.
I don't. And for me personally, it helps with the grieving process, because it's just there's almost like a magical side to it. There is a magical side to it.
Yeah, you'd love to have the person here physically, and you can't. But the next best thing is to at least be able to feel them when you are sitting quietly and know that they've come to join you. Just going to fiddle with that bottle top so everyone can hear that.
Sorry, I was about to have a drink, but you were talking.
I mean, you go for it.
I was listening. I was concentrating. I'm not going to do it now.
No, do it. No. We're on the journey with you. You've opened it now. She's put
you can all bugger the journey.
Drink your bloody drink. Go on, and let's have a big old gulp on it as well.
I'm choked now.
Well, I'm going to have some water.
Here we go. From a sippy cup. I was like that in the weekend. I was like, my little sippy cup. Not literally have a sippy cup.
She does,
like
she has needs. Right, so also, if you don't know us, they are about 50% spiritual and 50% arsehole. No, we're very spiritual and we never ever swear. That's a lie. Yeah, we just basically will take the mickey out of each other and then tell you stories about ghosts.
We're just being us, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. This is who we are.
And when we come together...
There's no airs and graces.
Ears?
Airs. See? Exactly. Perfect. No airs and graces.
No ears. Airs. No airs.
Ears. Airs.
No airs and graces. No, you're right, Tash. But as you know, as we said, you get what you get with us. But we are filled with knowledge. We just sometimes forget to share it.
We go off on a tangent.
What tangent? I don't know what you mean. No, but we would love people to listen to this who share a passion of all things spiritual and all things that are just normal. We're taking out the sort of supernatural element out of it, which is something so natural to us, isn't it? To be intuitive ladies, to work with spirit, to work with energy, and to encourage other people to do the same. You know, we're not sitting here in our robes today, anyway, lording it up with some kind of spiritual guru. This stuff that we do is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But we just chose to take it a bit further. As we always do, take it too far.
We just want to share our lovely voices.
Yes, we've got Essex and Kiwi in the house, so as we always say, you may need subtitles for both of us.
Although my subtitles never really seem to make sense.
No.
I wouldn't even bother reading those. Take you on another journey.
Yeah, you'll be like, what? I was confused in the first place. So we're going to try and do some more of these podcasts, which I'm sure you'll be over moon to hear. But the next one, I think we're going to do every 2 weeks, aren't we? But one of the ones we'll be doing is going to be based around this documentary that we're going to be filming.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in some woods. So, not Blair Witch Project stuff, but quite close. So watch this space. We might see if we can do something around that. And we could also take you all on like spirit cleansing, ghost hunt's such a crap word because we don't actually hunt ghosts. We're just looking to talk to them and just sort of have a word. But I don't know why I leaned in.
She leaned
it's
right
just
in.
For you at the back, not listening.
Really had to get a point across then.
I just wanted to rest my boobs on the table. It's comfortable. So we're going to just look for... That's a visual for you, isn't it? But I actually was. So we're going to also perhaps take you out on the field. If we do any more spirit cleansing, what do we want to call it?
I think it's like spirit cleansing, energy cleansing. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Ghost hunting does sound like we just need some overalls on and a big gun and soak them all up in a thing of smoke.
Yeah, with our own theme tune.
Yeah.
But actually what we're doing is a lot of the time we go to people's houses because they feel there is something a bit disruptive there. And often it would just be a spirit that kind of is a bit confused and doesn't know where it is, and or he or she is, and they, them, and need to sort of crossing over, don't they?
They do, or someone sort of open and sort of teaching them to sort of put a bubble up or make sure they're closed down.
Yeah.
They can be a little bit of a magnet to spirit as well, but it's really fascinating. I mean, we can't talk too much, otherwise we're starting another reel, but each one we've done has got a different story, and it's always been different each time, and they're really, really fascinating. Really fascinating.
And actually, you also at that point get to hear about people's experiences of the first time they've seen spirit. And they're always so relieved to be able to talk to someone who actually believes them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like coming out of the woodwork and then being able to air it. They must feel daft to start with, saying, oh, I've got something in me. If there's something wrong and it don't look good.
And sometimes they just go, there's something, but I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't feel right. And
it's your husband, love.
Yeah. But trying to explain that to someone is a bit, well, especially if they're a muggle, you know, you do sound a bit crazy.
Yeah, but not to us.
No, it excites us.
Yes. So we could see if we can kind of introduce some of those things, like our daily working life with spirit and what that looks like. If you're interested to know more and follow us with this, we will be talking about spiritual things and any subjects that people want us to talk about, but we'll also be kind of doing some of our day jobs here, you know.
And we can talk about how we started going to circles. So what got us into starting to go to circles? Because you were talking about your story when you were 14, but I'm sure you didn't start going to a circle or at the age of 14.
No, I used to go to spiritualist church.
Yeah. What, 14?
My mum used to take me.
Oh, cool.
So I am like bona fide.
She's a seasoned pro.
I am. Hair flicked.
She's 65. That's many years.
Do you feel it?
No, that'd be fascinating as well.
Yeah, there's
another one. That'd be another reel. What do you call it? A reel or podcast?
It's a podcast.
Yeah, I know, but is each section a reel?
It's episode.
Oh, here we go, an episode.
Oh my God, she doesn't even know the bloody lingo.
I am a bit of a nana.
You are a nana, but I love you. So we're probably going to stop this podcast now because we probably going to need to eat something because it's been half an hour since we last ate or slept because we are nanas. And also we probably just want to listen back to see how nasally we sound.
It's my laugh. Every time I laugh I think I've got to stop laughing like that.
No, please don't. It makes me laugh. And it also makes my laugh look better.
As we finish off on a laugh. Over and out.
I think we need like a catchphrase, don't you? What can we end our podcasts with?
Oh, maybe someone can come up with one.
Yeah.
Maybe, if it's nice.
Yeah. If I can think of some kind of handy catchphrase, you know, like at the end of Jerry Springer, he used to say, keep yourself safe and each other, or something like that. Or Crime Watch, don't have nightmares. Or
like Strictly Come Dancing, keep dancing.
Yeah, we need one. You know, so if anyone's got any suggestions, please do let us know. Keep them kind.
We are sensitive souls.
Yeah. So anything that's catchy, then we can do it at the end of each podcast episode. That would be amazing. Well, thank you for listening to us.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
It was a spur of the moment thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We just thought, bugger it.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, next time we might even have some fancy music if I can work out how to do it. But if not, please go back to the original request of now imagining some kind of spiritual music. Oh yeah, look, can I use this?
Yes, because I was going to say, otherwise you've got like the doctor's waiting room, you know, all that kind of music. Oh. There you go.
Who doesn't like a chime?
That's what we can do.
Yeah.
Because we have to do like, if you have someone's song and stuff, does it have to be...
Oh, we can talk about that afterwards.
Oh, yeah, true. True. I'm just on a mission to get to 30 minutes. Can you tell?
Just fill the space of mindless banter. Oh, wait, we've done that. Listen to this, friends.
Do you want to explain what they are? Because they are magical. They are beautiful.
They are sapphire charms. ZAPHIR. Sapphire charms. And this is winter. New moon.
So they have them for each season, don't they?
They do. And this is my M&S meditation voice. one of our clients said. I go from Iceland, just talking normally, to M&S with my
But other
meditation voice.
supermarkets are
Available. Prawn roll. Right then. So thank you so much for listening. And with the sound of the chimes, we will say goodbye.
See you later.
So cute.
And all like magical going, goodbye.
Goodbye.